Hello everyone, good afternoon and wishing you all a happy new year. Hope you guys are doing well, studying hard as we enter into 2021. So today's class is a specially curated class with a lot of interesting MCQs. We will cover a lot of surgical anatomy related questions of hepatobiliary system. Now if you ask me honestly, hepatobiliary anatomy itself I can take 5 classes, 5 hours, 6 hours. It is so vast. So I've tried to take whatever is relevant at an undergraduate level and for NEET PG. But let me tell you, this is a very brief outline of surgical anatomy. I've just put the important parts. A lot of things are going to be intraoperative or perioperative findings related to the anatomy. A lot of interesting questions, image-based clinical questions, basic questions. कुछ ज़्यादा complicated नहीं है, पर important है. Whether they ask you as a part of core anatomy or they ask you as a part of surgery, all of the questions that I will discuss today, some 12, 13 of them, are important nonetheless. So stay tuned and definitely you will learn some new things. For those of you coming for the first time, I am Dr. Amrit Nasna. I am the surgery educator on an academy and I am from Mumbai. I am a bariatric surgeon. Please follow my profile. I regularly take special classes. This month also we will be taking a lot of them on the platform as well as on the YouTube channel. You can of course follow us on the NEET PG platform on Telegram where we keep sharing details of our upcoming classes. And if you wish to learn from me surgery in detail, you can take the Plus subscription or the Iconic subscription, where you get benefits of both the Plus platform as well as the recorded lectures of PrepLab. All right, so you can use my ref code 10 surgery, and that will get you a discount. All right, enough people have joined in. It's an interesting class. Let's see how you guys can handle it. It's not very high level. So if you get a lot of questions right, good. If you don't, you should be a little apprehensive that your preparation is not up to the mark. You need to up your game. All right. Okay, let's begin. Let's see how you go. So we start with liver, then gallbladder, then spleen and pancreas. And chote questions, we will keep only 30 seconds. This is perhaps one of the most important questions. IMP questions. They love asking about vascular arrangement of liver. They love asking. And this has not been asked recently. It has been asked quite a few years back. So you can expect this to come. Okay. It's extremely important. When I was a surgery resident, the first thing we were taught in liver was the vascular supply. And of course, anomaly. Liver has a very rich vascular supply. Okay, I'm surprised. Some of you have not even attempted a certain option, which in my mind, till I read more, was the best answer. But I got the correct answer today itself after a lot of discussion. Okay, good number of you have gotten this correct. Good start. I can say at least the start has been well. First thing, before I give you the answer, can somebody tell me the difference between aberrant and accessory? What is the difference between a, now you can see aberrant right hepatic artery, accessory right hepatic artery. What is the difference between aberrant and accessory? पहले ये समझना पड़ेगा, then you will know what are the vascular anomalies. And this holds good throughout the body. Accessory is extra and aberrant is. So both aberrant and accessory, one thing that is common to them is they are in abnormal anatomy. Okay, they are not at the normal anatomical side, they are at the abnormal anatomical side. But yes, Gotham means no, both are in abnormal location. Accessory and aberrant both are abnormal. Only difference is aberrant means it is the only blood supply, it is a substitute for original. That is the meaning of the word aberrant. Aberrant means substitute for original. Accessory obviously means extra. So if I say accessory right hepatic artery, it means there is an original right hepatic artery which comes from the normal, that is common hepatic artery, and additionally there is a right hepatic artery also coming from celiac trunk. So accessory means extra, means he will have two right hepatic arteries. Aberrant means he will have only one coming from superior mesenteric. This is the correct answer, which 60% of you got correct. Now I will just tell you the important points of vascular anatomy of liver, just the important points that they are going to ask you. First things first, Where does the blood supply come from? Understand, liver is a foregut organ. Okay, liver is a foregut organ, which means its blood supply should come. Yes, where should the blood supply come from since it's a foregut organ? Yes, absolutely right, Raj. Celiac trunk, excellent, Annapurna. So all foregut organ derivatives get celiac trunk, midgut gets SMA, hindgut gets IMA, basic anatomy. This celiac trunk gives three branches: splenic, left gastric, and common hepatic. Okay, common hepatic. This common hepatic gives two branches. Anybody can tell me which are those two branches? Common hepatic के must know. This is must know surgical anatomy. इसके बिना गाड़ी आगे ही नहीं जाएगी. I am only asking vascularity. Very good. One branch is gastroduodenal artery, which goes behind the stomach. Okay, goes behind the pylorus and D1. And the other branch, yes, anybody, which is the other branch? एक सही है, gastroduodenal. Which is the other branch? Right gastric. Excellent, Tanmay. Right gastric. Okay, right gastric goes along the lesser curvature of the stomach. After the right gastric, this artery becomes hepatic artery proper. This hepatic artery proper will go split into left and right branches and enter the liver at the porta. Please remember, this hepatic artery proper is only going to supply 20 to 30%. Most of the blood supply of the liver is going to come from portal vein. Okay, 70 to 80% of blood supply comes from the portal vein. Now, in a lot of people, the right hepatic artery, instead of coming from the common hepatic or hepatic artery proper, comes from SMA. यहाँ से आती है. So this will be your aberrant, not accessory. Yeah? Aberrant. Don't make this mistake. This is where they will put the trap. One option will be aberrant, one option will be accessory. It's not accessory, it is aberrant or replaced. So aberrant, right hepatic artery. I'll give you a clue. Most of the anomalies of the hepatobiliary system in terms of vascularity are to do with right hepatic artery. Most of them. You will see more. Trust me, you will see more of them. Life will become easier. Any doubt? Go for right hepatic. यही आर्टरी है जो सारे प्रॉब्लम्स कॉज करती है. Okay, that is about vascular anatomy of liver. Let's move on. This is a more basic level question. ये स्टेटमेंट नहीं आया तो प्रॉब्लम है. Okay. I have asked you true statement. Huh? Don't fall for the trap. I have asked you true statement about anatomy of the liver. This is easy level question. This is not yes and no. This you can figure outable. Okay. Again, wow, I can't believe so many people have given the wrong answer and all four options have been selected. Come on guys, at least you should not, nobody should have selected D. D तो नहीं मानना चाहिए था किसी को. That is criminal. Especially since we just discussed the previous topic, the previous slide. वो देख के at least D nobody should have marked. 80% does not come from hepatic artery proper. 80% comes from portal vein. अभी तो बताया मैंने. 70 to 80%. So hepatic artery smaller role in terms of vascularity. Hepatic artery block हो गई, ischemia होगा, but चल जाएगा. तो extent of necrosis will not be entire liver. Portal vein gets blocked, big problem, very big problem. Portal vein को कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए. That's why in tumors involving the portal vein, what I try to do is either I save the portal vein or I do a portal vein resection and anastomosis. Portal vein चाहिए. Hepatic artery गई, कोई problem नहीं है. If you know, for liver cancers, there are a lot of trans-arterial treatment modalities. Trans-arterial, सुना होगा आपने. Trans-arterial radioembolization, chemoembolization, embolization. Why? It's because I can sacrifice the hepatic artery branches. I can't sacrifice the venous branches. Yes, absolutely right, Rishabh. Taste, tear, all of them. They are all because of this principle that your artery is only 20 to 30%. तो उसको कुछ हो गया, कोई problem नहीं. So first things first, this option is out. 80% does not come. Left and right lobes are divided surgically by falciform ligament. Is this correct? What's the correct answer for this? Left and right lobes are surgically divided by what? Cantley's line. Very good, excellent. So falciform ligament divides anything? Yes, Priyanka, that's absolutely right. Left and right lobes are divided anatomically by falciform ligament. Excellent. Good job. What is the relevance of this? We'll see in the next slide. Segment 5 and 8 lie on the superior surface. Is this correct? 5 and 8, no, absolutely wrong. It should be 7 and 8. Great job. And Cantley's line passes through middle hepatic vein. This is the correct answer. So what is this Cantley's line and what all does it pass through? One is middle hepatic vein. Other is GB fossa. Very good, Rishabh. You guys are on a roll. I have to raise my bar a bit. And IVC. That is Cantley's line. So important thing. Anatomical division is falciform ligament. जिसका कुछ relevance नहीं है. When I do the surgery, I can see the falciform ligament. उसके एक तरफ will be the left lobe, only part of it, 2 and 3, and the rest will be right lobe. There is no relevance of this. True relevance is Cantley's line. The true relevance is Cantley's line. What is the Cantley's line? It divides the liver into true left and right halves. Why does it divide? Because each of these lobes, left lobe and right lobe, is going to get its own branch of hepatic artery, its own branch of portal vein, it will have its own bile duct drain, and it will have its own hepatic venous drainage. So I can remove one half of the liver. The liver anatomy vascularity gives me that benefit that I can remove one half. It's up to me. The other half will sustain. This kind of an anatomical possibility is not there in other solid organs like kidney, liver. They are very restricted because they have singular blood supply or very branched blood supply. So it's very difficult to get an anatomical description or division. But liver gives me that anatomical advantage. That's why Cantley's line. And you get the two lobes, the right lobe and the left lobe, which are further divided into segments of Quinaud. Okay, Quinaud segments. Now, what are these Quinaud segments? They are each of these parts, the 8 parts or the 8 segments, also gets its own branch of hepatic artery, its own branch of portal vein, its own branch of bile duct drainage, and its own branch of hepatic venous drainage. तो ये एक एक सेगमेंट को भी एडवांटेज है, which means if I want, I can just remove segment 2 or just remove segment 3 or just segment 2 and 3. Possible. Which other organ gives this advantage? No other organ gives this advantage. थोड़ा बहुत you can try this in spleen, but not very possible. Lung is very large. Lung has lobes which are very big. Liver is not so big. Segment 2, segment 3, they are not so big. Right? So solid organs don't give me an advantage of this kind which liver gives. About the different segments. How do you remember the segments? Left से शुरू करो and go clockwise. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. ये बहुत ही जरूरी है to know. Good noon, Raj. बहुत ही जरूरी है to know a lot of MCQs which will be asked on liver resection, which we will discuss in the next question. So just remember, go clockwise. Some of the surgeons say you can close your fist like this, put your thumb in between, and that can also give you the segments. That is one way of remembering. I don't believe in that. This is fairly easy. 2, 3, 4 on the left, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the right, and go clockwise. So you know 7 and 8 are superior. 2 and 4 part of it is going to be superior. That's how I need you to remember. Remember, like surgeons, we don't need shortcuts for these kind of things. इसमें mistake नहीं कर सकते. Fine. Cool. Are we good? Okay. This I already told you. Cantley's line passes through these 3 structures: GB fossa, IVC, and middle hepatic vein. Okay, middle hepatic vein. The liver has 3 hepatic veins. There is a left, there is a right, and there is a middle. Okay, then there is a middle hepatic vein. Middle hepatic vein also represents the Cantley's line. Last question. Where is segment 1? Why am I starting from 2? Where is segment 1? Posterior. So why is it not shown? Is it counted in left or right? It comes in which side? Left side, right side? Segment 1. Yes, that is caudate lobe. Absolutely right. Segment 1, caudate. Which side does it come? Left lobe or right lobe? Right. Okay, no. So the caudate lobe is counted separate. Absolutely right. Some of you have given the correct answer. Caudate lobe is separate. Caudate lobe also has its own branch of hepatic artery, own branch of portal vein, own branch of bile duct drainage, own branch of hepatic venous drainage. वो भी अलग है. Okay, so I can have isolated disease of the caudate lobe itself. Can anybody tell me a disease where only caudate lobe is affected? Excellent, Raj. Budd-Chiari syndrome, classical finding caudate lobe hypertrophy. Classical finding caudate lobe because the branch of hepatic vein draining it can get blocked. Okay, can get blocked. There can be hepatic vein thrombosis of the caudate lobe. It will get enlarged. Fine, cool. Okay, उसी बात पे ये कोई जवाब दे, then I will be happy. I'll give you 45 seconds. If I put your question paper, I will 100% put a question on hepatectomy. 100% I will put this question if I set your paper, because this tests your understanding of anatomy and it's an easy question. Extended left, extended right, hemihepatectomies. पहले के जमाने में they used to call it as left hepatectomy, right hepatectomy. Okay, those terminologies have been abandoned. Now there are fixed terminologies. Anybody can tell me who has given these terminologies? Left hemi hepatectomy, right hemi hepatectomy. ये terminology आई कहाँ से? Who has given this classification? No, that's not Quinoids. That's not Quinoids. Who has given this new classification, new nomenclature of hepatectomies? It's not Quinoids. It's given by, no, not Reynolds. कोई भी नाम मत लो. That's not Reynolds. It is given by Brisbane classification or Australian classification. Australian classification. There are not many things in surgery which are named after non-UK and non-American scientists or places. All classifications are always either Europe or America. But this is one of the few things where you have an Australian nomenclature because it was devised in one of the Australian conferences where they changed the names. Okay, now what is left? First understand what is left, then think about what is extended left. Very easy, very easy. Once you know this, life में कभी problem नहीं आएगी. So this is Cantley's line. Then these are the lobes 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is 2, 3, 4. So I'll give you the names 2, 3, 4. We are going clockwise 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, when I am doing a left, only left, just look at the word left, means 2, 3, 4. This is left hemihepatectomy. If I am doing right, it will be 5, 6, 7, 8. ये तो कोई भी बच्चा भी बता देगा. Question asked is extended left. Extended left means it should be left plus some part of right. What is the adjacent part of right? 5 and 8. So what is going to be extended left? Extended left will be 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 8. Answer is C. Anybody can tell me extended right? What will be extended right? ये दो में से एक सवाल आने वाला है एग्जाम में. Very good. So extended right is going to be, I would not put it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I would say it like this. Extended right means everything in right. That means 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 4 because 4 is adjacent. Remember it like this. I know easy to type, but if you remember the funda, no problem. And exam में ऐसे आएगा 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 नहीं आएगा. Right? So remember it like this. Understand this funda. Yes, 4 means 4 या 4 भी दोनों. That is going to be extended left, extended right. It's based on this diagram. All right, any problem? Are we good with the liver so far? So far, so good. Okay, now let's throw a googly at you. Let me see how many of you have thought over this. Googly question. But it's basic level. It's basic level question. I have asked you not a boundary, not, and I have used this term, cholecystohepatic. Is it same as scalate? Is it different? You think about it. That's your lookout. But this is a googly question. So I think even those who would get it right, I hope they know the funda and not by fluke. I have asked you not a boundary of cholecystohepatica. I have not asked you I have not used the word Calit. Is it same as Calit? That is the googly. And if it is, yeah, eagle eye is asking Calit triangle. Is it Calit triangle? That is the whole point. Trust me, they will not put boundaries of Calit's triangle. Itne benign they are not. They are not so helpful also. So I've gotten all 4 answers. I'm surprised not many people marked this inferior surface of liver. Why? Why hardly anybody marked this inferior surface of liver? I thought this will be the most selected answer. Okay, but most of you fell for the googly. Everybody marked between B, C, and D. I'll tell you a funda. Very easy funda. Very, very, very easy funda. Whether it's Calit's triangle or this triangle, cholecystohepatic, whatever you wish to call it, one structure will never be a part of it, and that is going to be CVD. Yes, Rishabh, absolutely right. So even if you are confused, is the question asked Calit's triangle or this is some other triangle? What exactly is Calit's triangle? No problem. CVD nahi aayegi. I'll tell you why. You know the anatomy, no problem in life. Ever in your life, you will not have a problem. This is the liver. These are my left and right ducts. छोटे से बनाऊंगा. This is my common hepatic duct. Okay, and remember the cystic duct goes like this because the gallbladder will go like this. Gallbladder goes to the liver, right? So the gallbladder will go like this, and then you'll have your CVD here. ऐसे. All your triangles are coming in this area. Whatever triangles there are, they are coming in this area. CVD कहाँ से आए? Can CVD form a part of any triangle? Of course not. No chance in hell. Unless there is some aberrant anatomy, it's not going to form. So if you are confused, what is Calit? Calit में क्या आता है? पहले तो वही confusion हटाओ. Okay, पहले तो वो confusion हटाओ. What is Calit? Irrespectively, CVD नहीं आएगी. Forget about CVD. Get it out of the way. So now I'll tell you very easy way to remember. Between Calit's triangle and the triangle that is asked. Now see, there are only 2 terminologies. One is Calit. Calit का एक दूसरा नाम है. That is called cystobiliary triangle. This is the synonym of Calit's. And the other is cholecystohepatic. You see the word hepatic. Hepatic यानी क्या? Inferior surface of liver आना ही आना है. So this triangle that I see here in this picture, where the boundaries are inferior surface of liver, CHD, common hepatic duct, and cystic duct. This triangle is cholecystohepatic. क्योंकि इसमें word आ गया hepatic. Calit's triangle, as he originally described, he never looked at the liver. He looked at the cystic artery. So the Calit's triangle is the smaller triangle. उसके क्या boundary आएंगे? Again CHD, cystic duct and cystic artery. That is the only change. So Calit's triangle is a smaller triangle in the cholecystohepatic triangle. You see the word hepatic, you know it's the bigger triangle. You see Calit's के बदले में, if they want to screw with your mind, they can put cystobiliary also. They are synonymous. Okay, they are synonymous. So Calit's or hepatobiliary triangle, that is the smaller triangle, this one. The bigger triangle is hepatocystic. Okay, the bigger triangle is hepatocystic or cholecystohepatic. All right, no confusion at all. Whatever is the case, CVD will never be a part of the boundary because the gallbladder goes up, cystic duct goes up, so it will go in the vicinity of CHD. That's why when I do lap cholecystectomy, and they give you those classifications of injuries, they always give you injury to CHD, not CVD. CVD injure होना difficult है. CHD, because I can get confused between the cystic duct and CHD, not CVD. So the chances of CHD injury are more than CVD injury. Remember this. You understand this funda. Of course, I am not saying CVD injury नहीं होती है. बिल्कुल हो सकती है. CVD भी ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है. होती है CVD injury, but CHD is more common in lap chole. Because in lap chole, my view is like this. This is the view I get in lap chole, where I push the gallbladder up. push the cystic duct up. So cystic duct and CHD are parallel to each other. That's the problem. Okay. Let's see what you think about this. This is a new question, image-based question. Again, if I put your paper, I will put this image, and I've given you a clue on this marker. This I'm asking you, what is this structure? What is this structure? Seen during imaging in seen in the image during cholecystectomy. When I do lap chole, I get a view like this. I'll help you. This is liver. ये liver है, ये gallbladder है, ये मेरी area है of dissection. थोड़ी dangerous looking structure है, पर क्या है? The fact that I put this image means it is identifiable. Huh? It is identifiable. Okay, I want to see if anybody, no, please answer in the poll. I'm so happy. I've gotten all 4 options equally selected. So A is 25%, B is 30%, C is 30%, D is 13%. Okay, 15%. Very good. Awesome. Okay, now what is happening over here? First and foremost, can it be CBD? Absolutely not. Can it be portal vein? Absolutely not. CBD, this is a vascular structure. Okay, this is a vascular structure. It cannot be CBD. Can it be portal vein? Portal vein you will never encounter in cholecystectomy. Okay, you will never encounter. Understand why? When I do cholecystectomy, I can either have the hepatic artery, the right branch, with the cystic artery that is on the right side, or I can have the CBD, or I can have the CBD or the CHD or the cystic duct. These are the relations. Okay, so either it will be hepatic artery or it will be common hepatic duct or cystic duct. Portal vein is very far at the back, ekdam piche, posterior most. You can never encounter portal vein in cholecystectomy. So forget about portal vein. ये कभी नहीं आने वाली है. Your doubt should have only been between cystic artery and right hepatic artery. Now, if it was cystic artery, it would not be in the question. Cystic artery is never so prominent. This is a prominent right hepatic artery. Means what is this? This is what is called as Moynihan hump. I told you all problems in hepatobiliary vascular anatomy are right hepatic artery. This is what is called as Moynihan hump. What is Moynihan hump? Sometimes the right hepatic artery comes in the Callet's triangle. Tortuous right hepatic artery. Rarely it can be common hepatic also, but usually it is right hepatic artery, because remember cystic artery comes from right hepatic artery. So in my anatomy, this is my hepatic artery proper. This is my right hepatic artery. This gives my cystic artery branch. Okay, and my triangle of Callet will be somewhere here. Sometimes the right hepatic artery, as you can see in the picture, becomes tortuous, comes in my field of cholecystectomy, this area. This is Moynihan's hump. Classical image. And I'm telling you why I'm putting these cholecystectomy images. It's because whoever sets your paper is going to be a surgeon who is going to be doing cholecystectomies. He may not be doing oral malignancies. He may not be doing nephrology. Am I audible now, guys? I think there was some internet problem. I just refreshed it. All right. So what I was telling you was the person who sets your paper need not be doing oral malignancies, thyroid surgeries, urosurgeries, but all general surgeons do cholecystectomies. So 100% they will know everything about cholecystectomy. So 100% such kind of questions will come. क्योंकि सारे जनरल सर्जन को ये तो आता ही है. Not all general surgeons will ask bariatric surgery, right? So cholecystectomy, appendectomy, hernia, ये तो आने ही वाले, because all general surgeons do it. No doubt about it. All right. उसी बात पे, this is the question of the day. If you want to remember something, remember this, most important. I am not putting it as VIMP. I am putting it as most important question of the day. When I am doing cholecystectomy, this is the intent of the class. When I say surgical anatomy, this is surgical anatomy, core surgical anatomy. ये आपको anatomy में नहीं सिखाएंगे, core anatomy में. This is surgical anatomy. What is this visualization called? I'll tell you what all I'm seeing. I'm seeing liver at the back. I'm seeing one structure here, one structure here. This is the Callet's triangle which has been dissected. What is this view called? I don't know why people have marked triangle of doom. Guys, triangle of doom is in inguinal hernia. Triangle of doom वो inguinal hernia में होता है, cholecystectomy में नहीं होता. Okay, let's see. Oh, Dr. Priyanka, excellent. You're 6 on 6. Excellent. That is, many of you are 4 on 6 and 5 on 6. Good going, guys. Related to safety, I guess. Yes, it is related to safety. It is called critical view of safety. Okay, no problem, Rishabh. I will accept that. But still, most of you are doing excellently. I am proud. Good going. The difficult questions, most of them are done. आगे कितने difficult नहीं है. All right. So what is this critical view? Critical view means I should see three structures. I should see this structure entering the gallbladder called cystic artery. I should see the second structure entering the gallbladder, that is your cystic duct. Okay, so two tubular structures entering the gallbladder, and I should see liver in the background. Liver in the background. So what this brown things I see in between, all this area, that is the anterior surface of the liver in the background. Only when I get this visualization can I say, okay, now all the anatomy is clear. I can ligate the cystic artery, I can ligate the cystic duct, cut both of them and remove the gallbladder. This is called critical view of safety. ये MCQ books में नहीं दिया. Unfortunately, I have not come across this in MCQ books. It is there in surgery books, but how much do we focus? But let me tell you, as a general surgeon, when I do cholecystectomy, this is the only thing I look after. So if the person is setting your paper and if he thinks, he will 100% put this question, because every general surgeon does this. All right. Callet's triangle, you know, it is the triangle. Okay, before I have dissected it, that is the triangle. उसमें cystic duct आएगा, cystic artery आएगा और यहाँ पे common hepatic duct आती है. But that is when I am starting the dissection. Once I get this view, I am sure now I can do the cholecystectomy. Now I am safe. Anybody can tell me what is this Rouvier sulcus? ये कोई बताए तो मान. What is Rouvier sulcus? This also general surgeon will know. I told you, सिर्फ liver पे you can take 2-3 special classes on liver anatomy. It's such an important topic. Anybody, what is Rouvier sulcus? Any one of you, intern or final MBBS student, if you have seen any lap cholecystectomy once in your life, you should know Rouvier sulcus and critical view of safety. Right to root of GB, CBD, RHA, no. I'll show you in this picture. In this picture, it's seen very well. This is Rouvier sulcus. What is Rouvier sulcus? It is the sulcus through which the right posterior hepatic duct passes into the liver. Right posterior hepatic duct. What I'll tell you the relevance. The only relevance of the Rouvier sulcus is when I see the Rouvier sulcus, my surgery should proceed superiorly. So all my dissection should be superior to the Rouvier sulcus, never inferior. That is the only thing you need to know. Rouvier sulcus is a landmark in cholecystectomy, which tells me my surgery should be superior to the Rouvier sulcus. It is a marker of the right hepatic duct, usually right posterior hepatic duct. That's why you see it's on the right side. Left hepatic will be somewhere there. तो जैसे हम ये इमेज में देखते हैं कि चीजें इतनी दूर दूर है, इतना दूर दूर नहीं होता. The porta hepatis is a very small area. Things are not so far away. Okay. So your right posterior hepatic duct, which is over here, it creates a marking over here. That is called Rouvier sulcus. All right. That is the only other thing you need to know in this image. Bas critical view and Rouvier sulcus. अपने काम का यही है. Why we need to know this anatomy? This is a question. This is a repeat question. This was asked in INI CET. Now you know why this anatomy is required. This is not a new question. This I expect many of you to get correct. The right posterior sectoral. Now you know why right posterior sectoral duct can get cut. It's very close. It's right there. वही तो है. It can get cut. What is this transfer classification? This is INI CET repeat question. Huh? It's not new question. But I want you to understand the anatomical perspective that things are so close to each other. So you can't say, ha, it's so far. Things you can't even see anything here. Where right posterior sectoral, where my Callets triangle intersection, they are so far. So kuch nahi hai. Porta hepatis is a very small area. Usually you will injure CHD. Usually you will injure CHD or right posterior sectoral. Why not B? I'll tell you the difference. What is Strasberg classification? Strasberg is for bile duct injury. Okay, bile duct injury. Now, what are the different ways? What is Strasberg A? The most common affected bile duct injury is cystic duct leak. Which means, what is the cystic duct leak? Which means, when I ligate the cystic duct and the surgery is over, and after surgery patient is being moved, or the ligature was not properly tied, or their clip was not properly attached, it slips out. And this cystic duct stump is open. जैसे appendectomy का stump कभी-कभी खुल जाता है, cystic duct stump opens. What will happen when the cystic duct stump opens? The bile will start leaking. That is bile duct injury A. B and C are both related to right posterior duct. Right posterior duct. Both are related. In B, the only difference is the duct is accidentally ligated. And in C, the duct is injured. It's not ligated, it is injured. Injured yani kya? There will be leak. What is the presentation of Strasberg B? Where I am only ligating the duct. I am not disconnecting it. Means I am not cutting it. I thought it was a cystic artery or something. और मैंने गलती से उसको ligate कर दिया. क्या होगा उस पेशेंट को? This is right posterior sectoral. ऐसे जाती है right hepatic से. इसको मैंने ligate कर दिया गलती से. It's not leaking, so there is no leak. What will be the presentation of this patient when the right posterior duct is blocked? Obstructive jaundice, yes, obstructive jaundice or cholangitis, complication of obstructive jaundice. More than obstructive jaundice, it will be cholangitis because the rest of the bile is तो flowing ना. तो jaundice इतना जरूरी नहीं है, हाँ, पर यहाँ पर stasis होगा, ये right lobe of liver में stasis होगा, वहाँ पे उसको cholangitis होगा because of stasis. So one of the rare causes of obstructive jaundice without cholangitis without obstructive jaundice, right posterior sectoral duct ligation. What do you think will be Strasberg D? What do you think will be injury in Strasberg D? The only thing that is left. I told you in cholecystectomy, two things can get injured: right posterior sectoral or what? What is Strasberg D? Yes, yes. CHD, excellent. CHD, absolutely right. CHD injury, that is type D. So simply put, in cholecystectomy, only two things can get injured usually, right posterior sectoral, that is type B, type C, or CHD. CVD injury होने को हो सकती है पर rare है. Now you know why. You get, this is what I mean by surgical anatomy. होने को हो सकती है पर rare है because my entire dissection is above Callets triangle. That is what I am saying, Callets triangle. CVD injury normally नहीं होती. CVD injury तब होगी अगर anatomy में कुछ problem है, inflammation है, मुझे कुछ दिख नहीं रहा, वरना नहीं होगी. So even this Strasberg E, which we call as Bismuth, Strasberg E or Bismuth, remember it is CHD, stricture in CHD or in the branches, not CVD. Not CVD. Usually CVD injury नहीं होती. We just passing by may say CVD injury, CVD, but really speaking, it is CHD. Now you know why. Okay, this is a NEET PG question. This was asked in NEET 2021. Sorry, NEET 2020. Such an easy question. Still, student sets are बहुत difficult paper था. You know basic anatomy, इसमें problem नहीं हो सकती. A tumor of uncinate process is likely to invade. Basic anatomy. Again, I've got all four options. सारे के सारे mark हो गए. Yeah, uncinate process is likely to invade what? I've got A also, B also, C also, D also. A, B, C is maximally marked. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. Can't believe I got D also now. Enough number of people marked D. Kamal hai. What do you need to know about pancreas vascularity? Just know this. ज़्यादा detail नहीं है. So this is my head of pancreas. Then I have neck over here. Easy. Then I have body and tail. And then I have a process that comes out from the head like this, called the uncinate process. Okay, called the uncinate process. Actually, the uncinate process is posterior. Now, what structures run here in this area, in the neck of pancreas? One structure obviously is my portal vein. So I have the splenic vein over here, behind the pancreas. I have the superior mesenteric vein over here. And you get the portal vein. Okay, इसके बाजू में is my superior mesenteric artery जो ऐसे जाती है, और splenic artery जो ऊपर से जाती है. So both of these go to the tail of the spleen, to the spleen at the tail of the pancreas. These are the main relationships of the neck of the pancreas. Now, obviously, if the tumor is in the uncinate process, what will invade first? SMV. If not SMV, then SMA, because it is behind the SMV and the SMA. बाकी सारी चीजें are behind pancreas, but the uncinate process it goes behind. पीछे जाता है. So, tumor of uncinate process will either go into SMV first or SMA. If the question was neck of pancreas, then it's a problem. Then any of these structures can be involved. SMV भी हो सकती है, SMA भी हो सकता है, but then the best answer becomes portal vein. If the question is on neck of pancreas, because that's where the portal vein is formed. Okay, that's where the portal vein is formed. This is all we need to know about surgical anatomy of pancreas, the vascularity. Okay, let's move on. This is an old question. This was asked many years back. Recently नहीं पूछा है. Sphincter of Oddi complex has how many sphincters? So this is yes and no. If you don't know, these are the kind of questions you should leave. कि हाँ नहीं आता है, I have not prepared, let it be. ये guess करके नहीं आएगा. But I can see many people have guessed. I am happy not many have marked 1 because it says complex, so it can't be 1. It should be more than 1. But 2, 3, 4 सबने mark किया. 38% have marked 2, 34% have marked 3, and 25% have marked 4. And let me tell you, you open Bailey and Love, the image is there. This is not my creation. ये तो पहले भी पूछ चुके हैं, repeat question है. And the image is in Bailey and Love. So how can you not know? Is what they will say. Now, what is the sphincter of Oddi? We'll keep it simple anatomy. Okay, ऊपर से आ रही है मेरी common bile duct like this. This is my common bile duct. नीचे से आ रही है मेरी pancreatic duct. Okay, either they have a common channel or they have a common opening or they have separate openings. Depends on the anatomy. At this area is my sphincter of Oddi complex. The word is complex. It's a complex. It's not one sphincter. It's a complex. What constitutes the complex? So there is going to be a sphincter over here. That is called superior choledochal. Superior choledochal. Then there is going to be a sphincter over here. I'm sure you can guess the name. That is going to be inferior choledochal. So CVD itself has two different sphincters, superior and inferior choledochal. Then of course there should be at least one on pancreas, on the pancreatic duct. So that is pancreatic. Is there any other? Anybody? 25% gave the correct answer. So which is the fourth one? Superior, inferior, choledochal, pancreatic, and proper. Don't say proper. The last one is over here. That is your ampullary. That is your ampullary. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Answer is 4. Remember, sphincter of Oddi, 4 sphincters, not 2, not 3. It's a complex. Sphincter of Oddi complex. Normally, when I do ERCP and I do sphincterotomy, the sphincter I am cutting is only the ampullary. Okay. So if they ask you which sphincter is cut, it's ampullary. If they ask you which sphincters are there in the complex, it is these 4. There is a disease, you must have heard of this term, SOD, sphincter of Oddi dysfunction. सुना होगा ना, sphincter of Oddi dysfunction, it can affect any of these sphincters. इसके अलग अलग टाइप होते हैं. There is a biliary, there is a pancreatic. Why are they different? अब अगर sphincter एक है, then there should be only one, but there are different types of SOD. Some people have biliary symptoms, some people have pancreatic symptoms, some people have both. It is due to different involvement of different parts of the sphincter. This is the hypothesis. कि हाँ, अगर pancreatic sphincter ज्यादा involved है, you will have more pancreatic SOD. ये sphincter ज्यादा involved है, more biliary SOD. Common sphincter ज्यादा involved है, like that. Variable. Okay, ज्यादा important disease नहीं है वो. Okay, this is my favorite question of the day. Question of the day. This they will not ask you, but this is question of the day. Which of these structures is not always resected in Whipple's procedure? Wow, question of the day is really announcing itself as question of the day. So I'll tell you the breakup. I have as of now 20%, 20, 26%, 28%, 27%. Wow, what a distribution. I am amazed at the distribution of you guys. All four options. मतलब क्या विपिल में इतना कॉन्सेप्ट में लफड़ा है क्या? विपिल, I thought this will be 100% correct. हाँ, विपिल में इतना गड़बड़ है क्या? Okay. What did I tell you? All equal, yeah, all equal. It's so strange. Okay, let me tell you what is Whipple's. बड़ा easy है. खाली फंडे आने चाहिए. Only if you know the funda will you understand the procedure. What is Whipple's? If you want to describe Whipple's in two words, it is pancreatico-duodenectomy. In two words, Whipple's is pancreatico-duodenectomy. After that, you do different reconstructions. We will not focus on the reconstruction. That is not our bone of contention here. Our contention here is resection. क्या क्या निकालते हैं? तो pancreas और duodenum तो निकालने वाले हैं for sure. Correct. So none of you should have marked uncinate process because uncinate process is an extension of the head. Head तो मैं पूरा निकालता हूँ, तो head निकालूंगा तो uncinate process भी निकालना ही है. I cannot relieve the uncinate process. How is that possible? ऐसा तो नहीं होगा ना कि मैं खाली head निकालूंगा और ये छोटे से process को छोड़ दूंगा. Half of 25% of you marked uncinate process. How could I leave it? It's an extension of the head. If I'm removing the head, I have to remove uncinate process. Yeah. So that is one. Uncinate process तो नहीं mark कर सकते थे. If I wanted to be very generous, before I made this question, one of the options I was going to put was going to be antrum. That was my original intent. Then I thought antrum बहुत easy होगा because everybody knows there is something called as pylorus preserving pancreatico-duodenectomy. I think everybody would have known this. So if there is a variant where I am preserving the pylorus, there will be a variant where antrum will be preserved. Originally मैं ये डालने वाला था. Then I thought let's take it one step ahead so that the smart kids don't get all questions correct. एक दो तो wrong होने चाहिए ना. Now Rishabh came late, so I am happy. एक तो उसका गलत गया, but there are other smart students here. एक दो तो wrong होने चाहिए, इसलिए I didn't put antrum. I just twisted it a little one step ahead. Otherwise, answer would have been antrum. So this is duodenum. Then I have proximal jejunum, and I have the head of pancreas. Now, pancreas has pancreatic duct here, and it has CBD, which goes like this in the ampulla. Okay, then the CBD goes, you have the cystic duct, gallbladder, and you have the hepatic ducts. Okay, mind you, ये जो CBD होती है ना, ये बहुत बड़ी होती है. CBD is almost 7.5 centimeters. बहुत बड़ी होती है. तो oncosurgical margin easily मिल जाता. If there is a tumor here, this is periampullary tumor. One thing I am going to remove is going to be entire duodenum and head of pancreas, sometimes even neck and uncinate process. ये तो जाएगा. For oncosurgical clearance, I have to remove some part of CBD. Correct. I need not remove jejunum, but the thing is to reconstruct, if I don't remove some jejunum, ये जो jejunum है ना at the DJ flexure, it is going to be stuck. It's not going to be mobile. So I have to remove some jejunum proximally to get mobile jejunum, so I can do all the reconstructions. So proximal jejunum has to be removed, not for oncosurgery, but for ease of reconstruction. वरना I cannot reconstruct. Jejunum ऊपर तक जाएगा ही नहीं, right? So these two definitely have to be removed. Your contention should have been gallbladder and CHD. I think everybody knows that gallbladder is removed as a part of Whipple's. And I think even if you didn't know this, you should have known CHD is so high up. Why do I have to remove CHD? CHD से तो मैं anastomosis करता हूँ. Isn't one of my reconstructions hepaticojejunostomy? HJ. अगर मैं CHD निकालूंगा तो मैं HepJ कैसे करूंगा? CHD need not be removed. CVD has to be removed within oncosurgical margins. That is the answer. So answer is always going to be CHD. It's very high up. Very high up. Never comes in way of resection. Anybody can tell me why gallbladder must be removed? Why should I remove gallbladder in Whipple's? जरूरी है क्या? Because some people mark no, not necessary. So why? Ampulla gone, GB useless, recurrent stones. Yes, absolutely right. There are 2-3 reasons why gallbladder has to be removed. First thing, remember gallbladder is only storage. How does it store? Mind you, there is nothing over here that stores it. When the sphincter of OD contracts and the bile stops going, it stores in the gallbladder. So function of gallbladder depends on sphincter of OD. If the ampulla has gone, center of OD has gone, how will the gallbladder work? How will the gallbladder store? It will not work. काम ही चला गया उसका. It will have stasis, it will form stones. This is one reason. Second reason is, what is responsible for function of the gallbladder? Which enzyme keeps my gallbladder working? Anybody? Yes, Annapurna, absolutely right. CCK, PK, cholecystokinin, pancreaticozymin. Where does cholecystokinin come from? From the duodenum. Some part proximal jejunum. सब तो मैंने निकाल दिया. CCK ही नहीं आएगा. How will the gallbladder work? So remember, always, apart from pancreaticoduodenectomy, I will also remove proximal jejunum and gallbladder. Gallbladder has to be removed. Has to be removed. Okay. There are hardly any surgeries in the hepatobiliary system where the gallbladder is left. Hardly any surgeries. Okay. This is little tricky. So this I am okay if not many people get correct. थोड़ा ज़्यादा high level है. This is not undergraduate level. This is NEET PG level. This is INI CET level. But after today, आपको ये टॉपिक में कभी कंफ्यूजन नहीं होना चाहिए. In patients with chronic pancreatitis where there is a head mass inflamed and dilated pancreatic duct, which of these surgical procedures would be recommended? Let me tell you, Whipple's can also be done in chronic pancreatitis. Whipple's is not restricted to periampullary cancer. Chronic pancreatitis में भी Whipple's कर सकते हैं. Okay, it's not an exclusion to the rule. Again, I'm happy I got 33%, 33%, 20%, 20%, 18%, something like that. All 4 options. All right. Let me make your life easy. Very easy. How do we operate in chronic pancreatitis? Tukka. No, Naveen, after today, there will be no tukka. How do we operate chronic pancreatitis? There are 2 principles in chronic pancreatitis. Either I resect the pancreas or I decompress the duct. Okay, either I resect the pancreas, the part which is inflamed, or I decompress the duct. Now, obviously, removing the whole pancreas is not possible. I will resect only if there is localized disease. If the entire pancreas is suffering from chronic pancreatitis, I cannot resect. Not possible. He will require a transplant. Theoretically possible, practically should not be done. So, if it's localized यानी क्या? If it's only in the head, or if it's only in the tail, body and tail, then I will only resect. If it's only in the head, then I will resect only head, head coring. only head coring. That is called Beggar's procedure. If it's only in the tail, अच्छा, I can do beggars. I can also do Whipples. By the way, Whipples भी कर सकता हूँ मैं. Not preferred, but I can do Whipples. I can remove the pancreatic head also with the duodenum. Whipples possible. If it's only in the tail, anybody, what will I do? What's the treatment? If it's only in the body and tail and body, how do I treat chronic pancreatitis? Absolutely right, Raj. Excellent answer. I'll do distal pancreatectomy. उसका कुछ नाम नहीं है. Thankfully, we have enough on our plate. Now, when will I decompress the duct? If the duct is dilated, so if the pancreatic duct is dilated uniformly, then I will only decompress. How do I decompress? I do what is called as a longitudinal PJ. यानी क्या? Duct dilated है, बड़ी सी duct है. I cut open the duct and I apply jejunum, so that the secretions directly go into the jejunum. They don't have to go through the narrow ampulla, straight into the jejunum. That is called as longitudinal PJ or Pius-Thos procedure. Question asked was, person has two problems. There is a localized disease, means problem is in the head and the duct is dilated. Dilated duct and head mass, दोनों problem है. तो मुझे दो चीजें करनी पड़ेगी. Means I have to do something combined. Combined यानी क्या? Remove the head plus longitudinal PJ. Means head भी निकालो और PJ भी करो. That is called as Pius-Thos procedure, Fraisse procedure. So in Fraisse procedure, I do one part of beggars, just the resection part, of beggars, means head coring. It's not the reconstruction, head coring, plus Pius-Thos. That is LPJ. Simple enough, no problem, no mistake, never any problem with this. Awesome. All right, one bonus question for you, if you can figure this. Easy question है, इतना difficult नहीं है. Surgical anatomy of spleen. I have asked the false statement. The artery tortuous and lies superior to pancreas. Most common side of accessory spleen is behind the tail. Spleen enlarges towards right iliac fossa. Both gastrosplenic and splenorenal ligaments are vascular. Part of the question is from Bailey, part of the question is from Savaston. Again, I'm surprised all four options have been marked. How is that even possible? I thought this was one of the easiest questions. फिर भी सारे ऑप्शन मार्क हो गए. I have asked false statement, ना true answer मत मार्क करना please. Please don't mark the true statement. इतनी गड़बड़ मत करना. Okay, Raj, winner of the day. Ria part number 2 and Annapurna Arun number 3. Good job, guys. Great going. Happy to see you like this. Splenic arteries tortuous. This is correct. I told you in pancreatic anatomy. It runs along the superior surface. Spleen enlarges towards right iliac fossa. Everybody knows. Goes from left hypochondrium to right iliac fossa. Most common site of accessory spleen is behind the tail. Why is this wrong? This is an easy question. What is the most common site of accessory spleen? Is it behind the tail of pancreas? No. Yes, Annapurna, thank you. It is hilum of spleen. Hilum is first, then tail of pancreas. That is the second most common site. And yes, gastrosplenic and splenorenal ligaments are both vascular. Gastrosplenic has your short gastric arteries, and splenorenal has your splenic artery. All right, there are 4 ligaments of spleen: gastrosplenic, splenorenal, then one that goes to the diaphragm, one that goes to the colon, phrenicocholic. The phrenicocholic ligaments are avascular. They can just be cut. These two are the vascular ligaments. So they have to be ligated. All right. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this class, guys. I wish I could have taken some more, but there are a lot more special classes coming this month. Also YouTube classes. So do join me for them. I will keep posting about them regularly. Next class is going to be on Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday evening. So see you guys then. I will just post about it. It will be सर्जिकल एनाटॉमी ऑफ यूरिनरी सिस्टम, यूरोजेनाइटल सिस्टम, ऐसे टाइप के सवाल होंगे उसमें. Alright, so see you guys. Thank you for joining me. As always, do remember to give a thumbs up in the end in the review section. And if you wish to learn more from me on the Plus platform, use my referral code, that is 10surgery. Thank you guys. Take care. Have a good day.